Hi guys, NJ Schultz here. How are you doing? Going crazy over that last episode? Yeah, probably. That was a lot. Anyway, I'm just diving in here to say content warning for this episode. We delve into themes of mental health, transphobia, homophobia a little bit, and also a whole ton of religious trauma that is specific if you live in a certain area in the United States. So, please go in carefully and tread lightly, depending on what you may or may not be going through right now. And of course, know that it's always okay to seek for help. Okay, enjoy the episode.
It's all right now. We can take as much time as we need. Just breathe. Everything is going to be okay, James. My name isn't James. I'm sorry? My name isn't James. Please, I've told you this 1,000 times. If you're going to force me into this, at least get my name right. All right, calm down. There's no need to get too agitated. I'm sorry you're upset. Let's just calm down and try this again. Okay? Okay. Good. Now then, let's pick up where we left off last time. You were telling me something about a city. Is that correct? Yeah. We were just talking about the radio station. Of course, that's right. You did say something about working at a radio station there, alongside a young lady and some sort of rodent? A raccoon? Garbage bear. Darian's a garbage bear. Or, yeah, I guess you'd call it a raccoon. So how long were you working at this radio station? Huh. You know, it's hard to say. But if I had to think about it, about 3 years? 3. Are you sure it's been 3 years? Yeah, well, that last little bit's kind of fuzzy, but no, that can't be right. You've been here at the hospital for only a couple weeks, perhaps a month at most. All of that time, except for this last week or so, has been unconscious. And before that, well, your parents found you shortly after your incident, James. It must all feel sudden and dramatic, but I'd hardly call that a year, let alone 3. But it was my life. I know what I saw. Every part of it was real. And I'm sure it felt that way. But I can assure you that it was all just a fabrication of your own subconscious. Time can pass strange in dreams. What feels like years could end up being only minutes in the real world. Your mind is playing tricks on you, and this is why we're here. We need to start unraveling the pieces if we're going to get you anywhere, James. Don't call me James. Let's move on from the small details. So lately, you've been telling me the story of a big magical city, a mysterious mayor who used to run the place, and some sort of nightmare monster that hides behind doors? Does that sound right? Yeah, sounds about right. It sounds like you have quite the city, filled with a lot of different characters. All of this is pretty imaginative. I guess if you want to call it that. I do. You know, oftentimes our subconscious mind will craft stories and characters to help us parse through and understand what would otherwise be difficult to process. This Marina character, for example, could be the part of you that's trying to make sure that you're comforted and cared for. This sheriff lady, on the other hand, could be some representation of the guilt you feel inside. And working along those lines, maybe this nightmare monster exists because you feel the need to punish yourself? Punish myself? For what? I haven't done anything wrong. James. Don't call me James. James, I'm only trying to help. Your mind is scattered after such a traumatic event. It's wrapped itself over and over in all these fictions and stories and delusions. We need to start piecing together what's real and what isn't. It's the only hope you have of getting better. Don't you want to leave here? The only way out is once you understand what's actually real. I'm trying to help you. You understand that, right? Sure. Fine. Whatever. I'll play along. So what's real? We're in the psych ward at the hospital. It's apparently been a couple of rough weeks. What else do you want from me? Do you want me to talk about the hospital, the stay here, the lights that are just way too bright, the nurses who just ask me questions I don't know how to answer? Or maybe the fact that it's been about a week and nobody's come to visit me, huh? Is that what you want? Go ahead, Doc. Shoot it off. What do you want from me? I understand. You're feeling a lot of things, and this isn't the easiest, so let's start with a simple question. Do you feel guilty? What? Guilty? No. I mean, not really. Why? Should I feel guilty? It's only natural. Most people feel guilty in this situation. You left a lot of people feeling hurt. So really, shouldn't you feel guilty about it? No. Not really. It's not like anyone was actually hurting. I mean, you talk about my family, but where are they? You talk about my friends, but what friends? No one really talked to me. They just expected me to keep up the song and dance, but once that fell apart, things got bad. But was it really as bad as you think it was? Yes. Are you sure? I was there. I know what happened. They rejected me. They pushed me down. Made me feel like that was the only option. You mean everyone in your life made you feel that way? Yes, everyone. Even your parents? Especially them. I find that hard to believe. Your parents are good, caring people. I'm certain they only had your best interest at heart. Yeah, well, maybe that's the way they like to tell it, but those people literally rejected my humanity. Come on now, you're being dramatic. They had all the information and warnings, but they still sent me to that place. The treatment center? From what I've read, it was for your own good. It almost killed me. It helped you. I died. James. Don't call me James! I'm not that proper little boy my parents wanted. I'm not James or Jimmy or anything else. I'm me. My name is Blaine. I'm not that boy. I'm not their victim. I'm me. None of you can take that. None of you can take that away. I'm sorry. That was loud and it's just... I'm tired of having to justify my right to exist the way I am. I'm tired of having to dance around while everyone thinks it's fine to disregard my humanity. Just please. My name is Blaine, okay? So please, if you have any respect for me as a person, just call me Blaine. Please. Alright then, Blaine. This is getting a bit messy. So why don't we take a step back? Alright? Let's start with something a little simpler. So, when did you first have an inkling that you were transgender? Where did it start? It's hard to say. I mean, I guess I've always sort of felt this way. Like, growing up, something just felt off, you know? Like, I dress up like the other boys, try to do all the same things, but it didn't really feel real, if that makes sense. Like, I felt like I was an actor in a costume, unless like a person living actual life. Everything felt like make believe, you know? I felt like I was just an alien trying to blend in with whatever everyone else was doing. And how old were you when you first learned about transgenderism? 13 ish. 14 when I found out what non binary was. And when you discovered that you were transgender, how did that make you feel? Honestly, relieved, happy, excited, and terrified. So, very terrified. There was a lot of complicated things going on there. I mean, how couldn't there be? I spent years thinking there was something wrong with me. But then suddenly you get the right word to describe exactly how you feel, and it's like I get this massive weight off my shoulders. You know? Like, suddenly I'm not crazy. Like, I'm not just alone in the world feeling weird and disconnected. But it's normal. And it's real, and there's an entire community of people who understand exactly what I'm going through. And it was amazing. But it was also terrifying? Well, yeah, I mean, look at where we are. Look at where I live. You gotta understand that. People like me, people with any sort of queerness, aren't really accepted, you know? Things are tense with the people. It's because things are tense with the church. The church isn't really a forgiving place for anyone that's a little bit different. Especially when they're queer. And well, you already know. There's a church on every block. Heck, there's one right outside the window. The church has a massive influence, and the people take their notes from it. So when you find out that you're in the group of people that the church isn't really friendly with, it's terrifying. And you start to realize that you suddenly became public enemy number one just by being yourself. Anyone would be scared, right? Opposition can be hard, but you still have support. You have your family, don't you? No. My stake president father and primary president mother don't make me laugh. They'd never. I mean, they didn't. Like, the second they found out what I was, they started looking for ways to fix me. Like, I didn't even get the chance to breathe before they were trying different cures and prayers and blessings, and eventually they just shipped me off to conversion therapy. Like, I was a second thought. That must have been a hard time for you. Yeah, it was rough. Still, it sounds like your parents went through all this work just to help you. Yeah, well, their work didn't help. Honestly, if they really cared about me, they would have just listened and tried to understand instead of shipping me off to a place to get me all scrubbed and Jesused up. Do your parents love you? What? From what you've told me, they've put you through a lot. They've done a lot. And it makes me wonder what you think. So, do your parents love you? What's your opinion? Well, in their own way, they do, I guess. At least they certainly think so. But I'm not asking them. I'm asking you. From your perspective, do you think your parents love you? No. No. They don't. Why do you say that? Well, they certainly think they love me. They were always going off on the importance of the family and all that, but honestly, it was just surface level stuff. Like, my dad will tell me how proud he is of the AV club things I do, or mom will take me out for a fun day, but that's all it is to them. It's like I'm just a little doll on the shelf that they sometimes take down when they want to feel like they're good parents, but deep down, I'm just nothing more than a plaything. Like, they don't even acknowledge me. They don't care about who I am. They'll go off claiming to have Christ-like love and compassion and respect for all men, but at the same time, they won't even acknowledge their own child's name or pronouns. Like, sure, they say that they're doing their best, and they'll be so loving and sweet. That's only as long as I'm their sweet little baby boy. You know, only as long as I'm their cute little doll. The second I start showing the sides they don't like, it's all over. And my word, there's so much they don't like. So it's religious then? Not completely. Well, shape the child with an iron rod. Think not for a moment of their sinful tears, for all is made pure in the sight of God. Children soon learn to mask all their fears. Deliverance comes in shackles of chains, as the cross stands amidst poppy flowers. Thousands of voices are silenced in vain, all crushed beneath the church's great power. Holy are the hands that seek to aid, beckoning all to find relief. Holy are the hands who oppress and fade, silencing all expressions of grief. Heavy beats the swings of the iron rod, silencing victims of this foreign god. Blaine, are you all right? Huh? Oh, yeah, sorry. Just lost in thought, I guess. It's all right, but let's get back on track. Right, sorry. My parents don't love me. They never did. They're just in love with the person they wish I was. Oh. That's an interesting response. We'll have to go more in depth in a future session. For now, let's circle back to something else. This city of yours? You keep mentioning this Marina character. How about you tell me a little bit about her? Who is she? Oh, Marina. She was my best friend in the city. We did everything together. We lived together, worked together. She was always there when I needed her. I could always depend on her for everything. It sounds like you were close. Yeah, we were. Okay. So why did you abandon her? What? From what you've described to me of your previous engagements and adventures with her, you left Marina to go pick up records from some sort of ghost fellow. Is that correct? Well, I mean, he wasn't exactly a ghost, but yeah, I did leave her. So you abandoned her? I guess, in a way, I did. Why? What? According to what you've said, and what I can pick up, you left her alone. Gone. You took off to go find answers to some silly thing that really wasn't a problem, and you left this Marina alone. She was left open to be grabbed. Do you know what happens when you abandon your friends? Well... Tell me, why did you abandon her? Is it because you hate this girl? What? No, I'd never... So she must have been incompetent then. Couldn't keep up with what you were trying to do. No, that's not it. I would never just abandon Marina. I depended on her for everything. So why'd you do it then? Why did you leave her? Because I wasn't thinking. I don't know. No, I think you know exactly why. But... Stop hiding, Blaine. You know, so tell me, why won't you let anyone in? Why are you so afraid to trust people? I don't know, maybe I don't deserve to be loved. Here it comes. Do the whole therapy thing, you sit in this obnoxiously bright white room. You're over there in your little chair, I'm over here in this chair, grippy socks are out. It's a fun time. Fine. Fine, do you want me to admit it? I don't deserve to be loved. Okay? I'm a disaster of a person. Every single time I get close, people get hurt. And it's all my fault. I mean, Marina got hurt so many times because I was in her life. So maybe I just think to myself she'd be better off without me. You know, safer. Fine. Marina was the best. She always did so much for me. But what did I give her in return? Only pain. Only suffering. So what could I do? She deserved so much better than me. So I tried to give her that. I left her out of things because I thought I was protecting her. Because I didn't want to be a burden. At least, not more than I already was. But I was wrong to do that. It wasn't a burden to her. She just cared. It didn't matter that I was an anxious mess, that I barely know how to cook, or that I left the apartment a mess so many times. She cared about me. And all I did was push her away. Just like everyone else. And now I'm here. You know, I wish I could talk to her. I wish I could tell her how sorry I am, how she was right about everything, how she was such an amazing friend, but I couldn't appreciate it. And it's not her fault. It's because I didn't know how to let people in, or to let people love me. It's just, I'm just a big pushy mess that is so damaged that I refuse to let people help. Partially because I'm afraid I'm going to ruin them, but mostly because I'm afraid they're going to stab me in the back. Because the people that I don't rush off, people that I don't get rid of, tend to do that. I mean, my parents hurt me. So many others. You know, that's the funny thing. I'm so scared of being alone. I'm terrified of finding love and life and then having it all ripped away. And why wouldn't I be scared? It happened before. Care to elaborate? When I was in high school, I had a friend in AV Club. Spencer. I thought I was pretty close to him. We went to the same church. We're interested in a lot of the same things. We spent a lot of time together. But the thing is, he was always the good church boy that everyone expected me to be. You know, he was the type to always be talking big about God's love and acceptance for all. And he was really cool about a lot of things. Honestly, I felt pretty safe with him. Felt pretty comfortable. So, one day, while we were cleaning up musical rehearsal stuff, I told him I was non-binary. The next day, he ratted me out to our church leaders, who then told my parents. And then it was spread to the rest of the congregation. Gossip gets pretty nasty in the ward, and it wasn't long before everyone was glaring at the lazy disciple and version of God's plan. And you figure the church would be super nice, but it's rough when they smile in your face and point a musket at your heart. I didn't last long after that. My parents sent me off to conversion therapy, and well, here we are. I'm sure you have all the notes on my nightmares and everything else I've been dealing with. I tried to open up to people, but they cut me down. And I guess that left some pretty deep scars, because I've been traumatized ever since. But Marina isn't anything like Spencer. She's kind, she's patient, she's understanding. She doesn't care that I'm different, and she's not trying to uphold some arbitrary standard. I don't have to hide with her. Even when I feel like I didn't. Because she was a real friend. She always cared and was ready to step in when I got too in over my head. And I abandoned her for a ghost story and a bunch of soggy papers. So yeah, to answer your question, Marina was here. I guess I'd tell her that I'm sorry. She's been the best big sister and friend that I could ever have, and I took that for granted. I didn't appreciate her enough. But I guess none of that really matters anymore. I mean, it's not real, right? It's all a figment of my imagination. None of it really happened.
Well, I don't know about that. It seems pretty real to me.
Marina? Wait, are you here? Am I tripping out on drugs right now? Like, what is...
Shh. Don't cause a scene. I'm technically not supposed to be here.
Wait, what's going on?
Blaine, we don't have a lot of time, so I need you to listen. Is this the reality you want to live in?
What? No. I mean, yes, I did spend a lot of time trying to get back here, but no. It sucks here. I want to go back home. I want to go back to the city.
Things are dangerous back there. It's really bad. And it's going to take a lot of work to make things better. You're safer here. You have another shot at life. Here. You can stay if you want. Or you can come back. Let me just say that if you choose to come, you're going to have to face a lot of your worst nightmares. It's not going to be good, but we can face it together. Alright?
I've abandoned you once before. I'm not doing it again. Count me in.
Really? But all your friends, your family, your home is here.
Marina, the city's my home. You're my family. The only thing I have around here is a crippling soda addiction and a bunch of pretentious hacks who won't stop trying to drag me to their book club. My home's in danger, so I'm going to do what I can to help.
Alright then. I guess you're back on the team.
Cool, so what do I need to do? Is there like a little whooshy whoosh waking up thing, or like a magic spell? Like, how does this work?
I'm actually not 100% sure. Honestly, I'm still getting used to the whole, mayor powers thing, and I haven't quite figured this out. But, for now, I guess you just close your eyes, lie down, and remember what's real.
Alright, so, like this?
Yeah. Okay, and then just hold your breath for a little bit.
What? Why?
You'll see. You'll see. Oh, and Blaine? I'll see you on the other side.
What? Where am I? Wait. What? I'm back. I'm back! And there's water. That's probably why she wanted me to hold my breath. But what happened? Marina? Marina? Is anyone here? Hello? Alright then. I guess we swim to shore and figure this out.
Dreamgirl City is a production of N.J. Scholes. It was written, produced, and acted by N.J. Scholes. The poem featured today is Silent Victims of a Foreign God, written by N.J. Scholes. Want to support the podcast? Check out our merch store, or consider giving us a little tip in our Acast support feature. Don't feel like supporting us monetarily? Please rate, review, and share us around. We grow by word of mouth, and every little bit helps. Have things to say, have poems to submit, or theories? Check out our social media, and help us get the word out. Thank you so much for everyone who is sticking by. I'm very excited and pleased for where this season is going. There's a lot happening and a lot more to come. But until then, remember, we're going to be on a roll where I finally come through for the answers of the poll.